Some of the best villains in anime history can be found in the Dragon Ball Z series, okay? Iconic villains such as Cell, Frieza, and Boo have left a mark not only on the audience, but also on anime itself as a whole. Other characters such as Piccolo and Vegeta were great characters, but they had to be included into Goku's storyline and since have become staples of the series, alright? Despite all the attention Dragon Ball villains receive, there are a few in the series who remain as outliers in fans' minds. Some of the lesser villains are easily overshadowed by Goliaths that are Frieza and Cell, but some villains are not only overlooked but completely underrated by the anime fandom as a whole. Now with that being said, we're gonna get right into the countdown of the top 10 most underrated villains in Dragon Ball Z. At number 10, we have Raditz. Raditz made his mark and then was forgotten. The fact that Raditz was killed off in the first arc of Dragon Ball Z and never appeared and was never mentioned again causes him to be largely forgotten. Z Warriors weren't nearly as powerful as they are now, so it's no surprise that many fans consider Raditz to be the franchise's most powerless villain. Nonetheless, dismissing him as a weakling ignores the fact up until that point he had been virtually unbeatable. Do you understand me? Unbeatable. Nobody was able to beat Raditz up until that point. And even then, with Goku's sacrifice, the Z Warriors were able to withstand Piccolo's ultimate stack, which would have otherwise defeated them. Since Raditz is Goku's brother, potential growth and development alongside the other characters would have been interesting to witness if he had lived longer than the first arc. I mean, just look at Vegeta and how well he developed when he had the time to spend on Earth. Moving on to number 9, which is Janemba. Janemba was one of the most underappreciated villains in Dragon Ball history because of his incredible physical powers. Although Broly is frequently cited as the most formidable Dragon Ball Z villain, thanks to his charismatic personality and famed Super Saiyan form, Janemba was possibly even more formidable in his day. Because of his mastery of time and space, Janemba was able to simultaneously materialize different sections of his body location or vanish entirely. Being the personification of evil that has festered for eons, is the greatest foe in history of anime, and only the strongest member of the Z Fighters, Gogeta, has ever been able to vanquish him. Moving on to number 8. Now at number 8, we have Super Boo, okay? Not regular Boo, not Kid Boo, not Fat Boo, not Little Boo, not Skinny Boo, not Old Boo. We have Super Boo. Despite all the praise heaped upon Boo, the most formidable form of his incarnations was really Super Boo. After swallowing Gohan in his revived state, Boo became nearly invulnerable to the Z Fighters since he could quickly recover from any harm done to him. Now, what you guys may not remember is Super Boo could only be defeated by Vegeta and Goku when they fused into Vegito, and even then, Vegito didn't even have enough time to deal the killing blow. One of the most recognizable anime bad guys of all time is Super Boo, is the ultimate form of the legendary Boo. At number 7, we probably have the best villain, in my opinion, in Dragon Ball history, and he needs to make an appearance, which is Cooler, okay? On the rare occasion, if the villain isn't underappreciated by the fans, as in this case with Cooler, it is probably because the show's creator, Akira Toriyama, isn't a fan of the character, okay? Hear me out. Despite not having to be incorporated into the main series as of yet, Cooler is a fan favorite movie villain, by far my favorite as well. Even though Dragon Ball Super's Tournament of Power arc included an intriguing character in Frost, Cooler is the most interesting choice. Now that Frieza is back once again and he's the strongest in the universe, Toriyama gets a chance to introduce Cooler officially into the series. Please bring Cooler back, because he threw hands with Goku and Vegeta and trashed them. So I need to see Cooler coming back. Moving on to number 6. We got our guy Toppo, okay? Toppo was a badass boss with these big ass arms, trashing everybody in the Tournament of Power. Even though Toppo was Jiren's second in command, he was generally forgotten. That's bad, but it also means he's stronger than most Z Fighters combined. During the Tournament of Power, Toppo not only shown incredible strength, but also attained the status of God of Destruction. Toppo's strength grew to the point that he easily defeated Golden Frieza, Final Explosion, an assault that had previously forced Vegeta to sacrifice his own life to use was the only thing that could stop him at the end. Okay, that's crazy. Now moving on to number 5, we might get some hate here for even talking about this part or this villain, but we will talk about Omega Shenron at number 5. Omega Shenron was a fitting final boss for Dragon Ball GT since he embodies all of the bad energy unleashed when the wishes are used in the Dragon Ball Z world. In addition to having a fantastical origin villain backstory, his strength was practically unstoppable. Super Saiyan 4, Goku, and Vegeta were no match for Omega Shenron. Despite being a fantastic antagonist, Omega Shenron is most likely not going to appear again in Dragon Ball Z unless they rewrite him, because GT is not real. At number 4, we have Garlic Jr. Man, this man just came at the wrong time. I liked his arc. I like his story. The fact that Garlic Jr. is unappreciated as a villain isn't really the fault of the audience. After all, his journey was brief. Furthermore, he was located between Frieza and the Cell Sagas, two of the most memorable plot lines in Dragon Ball Z history. Garlic Jr. is one of the few villains in Dragon Ball Z whose yearning of endless life provided by the Dragon Balls came true. After being vanquished by Gohan, Garlic Jr. is doomed to spend the rest of his immortal life in the dead zone. He can come back, ladies and gentlemen. Garlic Jr. can find a way, or somebody could wish this man out, and he could become relevant again because he's immortal. He can't die. Alright, moving on to number 3. We're moving back in time a little bit to Mercenary Tao. Mercenary Tao is actually pretty cool, right? In the original Dragon Ball series, Mercenary Tao was one of the most formidable foes and great teachers to the young Goku. Tao could kill someone with just his tongue and can easily knock Goku to the ground with the whip of his hair, if y'all remember correctly. In their first fight, Goku was completely overmatched by Tao's power. Tao was the first opponent to truly test Goku's mettle in terms of raw strength. Mercenary Tao's influence on early Dragon Ball was substantial, and his fury demise was only fitting. At number 2, we have Dr. Gero, ladies and gentlemen. As a boy, Goku destroyed the military group known as the Red Ribbon Army, whose scientist at the time was Dr. Gero. Gero lost everything because of Goku, and he takes revenge by creating the androids and Cell, two of the most formidable foes Goku has ever faced. The perseverance of Gero's androids throughout the Dragon Ball series is a testament to his brilliance. Gero's creations began to take a life of their own in the most recent Dragon Ball Super film, Super Hero, okay? Cementing his position as Goku's most cunning human adversary because he's still around, influencing people to continue his lifetime's work, okay? Sitting at number 1, we have Super 17. That's Android Super 17. If you haven't seen that movie, recommend go watching it. When compared to Dragon Ball Z, Super 17 shows exactly what may have happened if 17 continued down the same route he did when he started in the series. Some of GT's most heartfelt moments occur as the direct result to Super 17's rampage. To prove the lack of his human passion and regret, he assassinated 17's sister, husband Krillin, despite his pleadings. He was crazy. He was ruthless, man. And that being said, that is the top 10 most underrated Dragon Ball Z villains in my opinion. You guys can leave comments. Let me know what you guys think down below. We can sit there and talk about it as well. Also, if you made it this far in the video, that means you like what I'm saying. So go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, because this is only the start, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for a long time, not a good time, okay? All right, I will catch you in the next video. My name is Marz. I'm out of here. Peace.